They say happy, happy New Year in your face. They sing happy, happy New Year before your face. They shout happy, happy good time. We enter another new year. They cry happy, happy celebration. We made it through. They say let's get our blessings, our success, our victory, our glory, our prosperity. They say yeah. Our prosperity. They say our prosperity, they say, oh, and evermore, the giver of these, 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 and evermore, the giver of these. Is their way, is their ways. Is what they love, what they love. Is what they do, what they do. All the time, every year, all the ways. Is their ways, is their way. Is what they love, what they love. Is what they do, what they do. All the time, every year, all the ways. He is their ways, is their ways. Is what they love, what they truly love. Is what they do, what they do. All the time, every year, all the ways. Ooh, 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 There's another world. I say Yahuwah's world. Yeah. There's another system beside Yahuwah's own. There's another functions outside the camp of Israel. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. I'm saying this. I'm going to say this. I'm saying this. I'm going to say this. Yeah, yeah, it's my public announcement. Yeah, it's my public announcement to everyone. To everyone. I don't want to see Happy New Year in my inbox. I don't want to hear Happy New Year in my ears. I don't want to see Happy New Year in my whoopage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unbelievers have their way of feasting. Pagans have their way of feasting. And so do I. I have the way of the royal law feasting. Unbelievers have their way of feasting. Pagans have their way of feasting. And so do I. I have the way of the royal law feasting. He is the way, he is the way. It's what they love, what they love. It's what they do, what they do. All the time, every year, all the ways. He is the way, he is the way. It's what they love, what they love. is what they do, all the time, every year, all the ways, is their ways, is what they love, what they truly love, is what they do, all the time, every year, all the ways, is their way, yes, is their way, is their ways, is their way, ooh, is the way, yeah, yeah, is the way, yes, is their way, is the way, ooh, is the way, no question, no research, no better study of the royal law. If you do, if you do, you will know the big on you, yeah, yeah. And you will know what to celebrate. No question, no research, no better study. Choosing to do what everyone else does simply because it is much easier for you. The so-called believer, the Christian too. The so-called believer, the Christian too. The so-called believer, the so-called believer, the Christian too. You wanna be a player? Please do that in our face, not in our back. You want to be a player? Just do that in our face. Oh, not behind our back. No, close the door. Whoa. Stop deceiving us. Oh, stop playing our mind and stop lying to us. Stop lying to us. Stop deceiving us. Stop misleading us. Yeah. Stop lying to us. Stop deceiving us. January 1st isn't a biblical New Year feast. Oh, January 1st, it's not my New Year. It's not our New Year. It's not your New Year, but the other deity. Yeah. Check out my New Year. It simply means resurrection. Exodus 12, 1-2. The time you call springtime, that is resurrection in life, new body. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Yisrael scattered in the four corners of the earth, and to the Gentiles called by the name of Abba Yahuwah. Shabbat Shalom, much love and much prosperity attend you family, for you are the reason of our time like truth, because the time is simply near. Yes, family, here we are again in the heavenly court room of Abba Yahuwah in retouching this powerful message already titled for you and me right at part 1, in which in the family exposed called Justina Kenades Abang Bear, that is family's name, Facebook user's name, Favor John C. Flash, let the dead bury their own dead, part 27. Family, in case I share this in the news feed and you haven't listened to one way down to 26, please kindly drop this and go and just do that. Okay, I encourage you strongly to do just that. When the lights, of heaven or the fire of heaven reflect, into darkness, that this is exposed, and they will begin to confess. And there is a lot, to benefit also from their confession. All right? Anyway, the royal law makes it so clear, Abba Yahuwah makes all things for his own use. Okay, we learn from everywhere. So we learn from their confession. She's supposed to be a daughter of my mother. No, she now began to display witchcraft. So that is what we are doing over here, teaching demonology. So I found this very vital. Some of her confession, I said, okay, this is the season.
I'm going to bring it out. So that's what we have been doing, okay, for this few period of a time. So right now, once again, we want to touch on the previous, points I dig out from her confession. Stay tuned. That was what the biblical Messiah said, light has come, may still love darkness. Why? He said they are afraid for the days of darkness not to be exposed by the power of light. I can call it light. I can also call it fire of judgment. Where Abiyuwa has already had enough of your secret deeds. We say enough. Then he will just throw in the fire of judgment. Then so you'll be exposed. And this is how she was being exposed. That the fire of the Ruach could just descend on her. And then she now begin to confess. That is why you must need to listen to all parts. Okay? I encourage you to do so. Enemies of a man always knows that begins in his or has old Matthew 10:36. So right now here we are again. Let's do some analysis from previous points. Okay, let's do it again. Point 1, I dig out point 2 again from this very new one. So point 1 goes like this. She said, more souls are killed in serpent festivities. More souls have killed. It said that is where they slaughter souls. Even the other one we did before, she said that before Christmas they slaughter much more soul, okay, in order for them to have, blood as water or as wine for them to drink. All right, human's body as food for them to eat. Okay, and that confirms what Abiyawa said in Isaiah Yeshayahu 49 verses 26. Say, our oppressors, this is going to make them to be drinking their own blood as a sweet wine and to be eating their own flesh. All right, so he is killing his own, although he's also killing the people of the book. So right now, let's dig into the previous points. I turn it the other way around. She said, more souls are killed during serpent festivities. So let's see. Prior to this, we take it down to your new year now. To the paganism new year, your January 1st. So stay tuned. Once again, quickly, I want to welcome my new subscriber. You have come to the land that filled with milk and honey. You have come to the land that simply filled with what? Milk and honey. So what is milk? It is I do. Okay, it is I do, the milk. Confess Yahushua as your Adonai and Savior. Okay, you can see that in Ephesians chapter 5 or Hebrew chapter 5. Let me be sure. All right, now back to the system. 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 2 make it so clear. As a newborn baby desire, pure milk to grow. So you desire the word of Abiyawa to grow. But now you know what is milk. You can also see that in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verses 3 also, or verses 2. Yes, I have filled you with milk. And now you know what milk is. You can also see that again, confirmation in Hebrew chapter 5. You can take it from 12 to 14. Okay, you don't stop at milk. Now you go for the meat. This is the land of milk and honey. So what is honey? You're going to find that in, or Psalm 90. The word of Abiyawa is even sweeter than honey. So you are just welcome. I welcome you to the land of milk and honey, where we do the right thing. Speak the very mind of Abiyawa. Give it out just the way it is, and we fear no face, okay? So with that being said, I want to do some confirmation over here. I'm doing this for the sake of the Christians that is coming to my YouTube channel or even on Facebook, okay? And also for the sake of our brethren that is in that dungeon, graveyard, Ezekiel 37. This is where we've been slain. We are coming out by His grace. Okay, now, Isaiah chapter 8 verses 20, listen now. It said, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to the word, according to this word, according to the royal law, okay, it is because there is no light in them. So what is the opposite of light? Darkness. And what did Yahushua said? He said, light has come, but men still love darkness. Why? And they are afraid for their evil deeds of darkness, not to be exposed by the power of light. Is the light of the world. He is the one we are propagating over here, not the counterfeit, okay? The one that said, I'm going to make myself like the Most High. And the biblical Messiah said, I come in my Father's name, you receive me. No, but another one is going to come in his own name. Him you're going to receive, you are receive Jesus. Is the another one that come? The letter J that gave you Jesus. Is it yet 400 years? So what was the name? For Father, you know, lay or depend on their salvation. It is Yahushua. Another one has already come in his own name. And him you are already raised. That's why they don't speak according to the testimony of the royal law. That's why they are speaking according to the testimony of the Babylonians. So right now, let's do it. It said more souls has been slaughtered in your festivities. So right now, 1 month ago, which is what? Your January 1st. Who gave it unto you? And what is January 1st? Let's get some lesson. All right, now here we are. Quickly, let me throw this in. John chapter 8, verses 43. The biblical Messiah said, the reason why my speech is not clear unto you, the reason why you are seeing my speech as a clear TV unto you, or the reason why you cannot know my voice, or you cannot understand who is speaking, or what my voice is, it is because you are not my sheep. That is the only reason why his voice is not clear unto you. That is the only reason why you follow the voice of stranger. You're going to see that all through in John chapter 10. My sheep listen to my voice, they knew my voice. Because you are not his voice, that is the reason why you don't know he is not the giver of January. It is paganism. And what happened in your January 1st? Let's take some lesson. Like I said, Matthew 24:32. Listen now. It said, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branches is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. Now he is teaching us through weather that we should learn from the weather. When this happen like this, you see the weather or the leaves, they are coming back. That is resurrection. The leaves is coming back, be beaten by winter, by the power and the forces of winter. They were all once being crushed. Winter simply means death according to the royal law, because every plantation in the field or on the earth, it will be crushed. Even Nigeria, Amata will, creep them, or it will crush them all. He said, learn after the death has already taken place in the winter. Learn this lesson, and you now begin to see the tree. They are coming. The branches, the branches. Everything is coming. Coming out wonderfully, powerfully. You know that what summer is here. Okay, so what is it teaching you and me? That the winter is represent when everything is gonna be crushed. And that is why you say you begin your new year. You begin to count your years there. Oh, now that new year. Let's get some more. All right, now here we are again. Matthew 16. We are taking. You can read 1 to 4, whatever. But I'm jumping over the answer. Where he answered the Pharisees, because they need signs. Oh, let me take it from 1, because we are speaking about the sign. This first season of the year, they are displaying offices. Okay, so it is a sign from the heavenly. Okay, and all these 4 signs represent a ministry. All right, now a ministry to kill, a time to be born, and a time to die. That is it. It's the weather. It's teaching. Okay, learn from the weather. And as almost that you cannot even learn from the weather, that you say the biblical Messiah is birth December 25th. Learn from the weather, my friend. Can someone with this that is in his right mind just give birth and now right away put in the manger on December 25th? Learn, my friend. It's very simple logic. So here, Matthew 16. I'm going to take it from speaking of the signs. The Pharisees and the Sadducees came to Yahushua and tested him by asking him to show them a sign from heaven. He replied, when evening comes, he's speaking of weathers. When evening comes, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning today, it will be stormy, for the sky is red and overcast. You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times, sir. You wicked and adulterous generation. Look for signs. But the one you have is that of Prophet Jonah. It's a sign. It's teaching you and me weather. So what does this weather represent? Death. When everything is crushed, you can get that lesson from every plantation on this planet. When winter comes, everything goes down the grave. And you now tell me that is when you enter your new year? That is what you begin with. Oh, really? Abba Yehovah said, I'm going to judge you according to that very word I heard from your mouth. You said in the time where everything is crushed, judgment, to destroy it all. And that is what you heard. Horrible. It's always, backward system. So this period means every plantation go down the grave. And you said that is your new year when everything, you're going to enter into new life. Anyway, I can get it. I can actually understand it. What is death? The death simply means separation from Abba Yehovah. He said you and I should learn lesson. We are learning right now. So right now, he said we should get this understanding from the weather. That's what we are getting. Now, when did Abba Yehovah New Year's begin? Exodus 12 verses 1 to 2. You will see, he said this shall be. Should I also read it? Let me do. Here I am, Exodus 12, 1 to 2. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So what was that month? The month of Passover. When is it normally occur? At springtime. When? The one you call March, that's it. When everything is blossom. When everything is wonderfully the biblical New Year simply means resurrection. And the paganism New Year means death. And what could that be? Let me give it to you in this way. You know what is death? Go back to Genesis 3, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The day you touch that tree, Christmas tree, okay? The day you touch that tree, you shall surely what? Die. So what is death? Simply means separation, eternal separation from Abba Yehovah. And when did it occur? When he crushed the fallen deity and sentenced them to eternal death. Because that is when the fallen deity also stopped the flows of Abba Yehovah, right in Genesis 3. Abba Yehovah said, I'm going to judge you according to what I heard from you. You said this when everything is being crushed is your. That's it. It is simply new life. It is simply new year. That's correct. Because it is the time you begins your own journey, another journey of no return, a journey of eternal domination. It is the day you brings about new thing. That is called what? Death or Giwu. It is the moment you brings it about. And that is what you are celebrating. You are about to do it again. Let's get another sign. Yahushua make it so clear. Luke chapter 17 verses 26 to 30. How is it going to be? You can also get this again in Matthew 24. That is the sign he gave unto us. He says it's going to be like the days of Noah, and it's also going to be like the days of Lot. So what took place? What transpired in these two generations or these two journeys? What happened these two words? What happened these two judgments? What took place? Now in the days of Lot, you know what took place. In the days of Noah, you know what took place. What was that? Death or Giwu. And that is the one you are celebrating. It's coming means destruction. He's not coming to eat cookies and tea with you. He's not coming. He has done that. He has already massaged your head over 2,000 years ago by reducing himself to loaf of bread for your sake. He's not coming to give it to you in that same manner. He's coming for what? Judgment. If you miss the mark, you goes down. You will be crushed and you will be squashed. That is why he's going to stain his garment with the blood of the Gentile. You're going to see that in Isaiah 55. You're going to see that in Revelation 19. His garment was deep in blood. He said he's going to stain his garment with the blood of the Gentile. Edom. Is that what you want from him? This is the prayer you are celebrating. You have it already in your feast. The day is going to judge you. The day is going to crush you. The day is going to squash you. And send you to that new way you desire for yourself. That's what you are celebrating. You have it already. This serpent already gave it unto you already as a feast. That is why this girl, when she was confessed, said, they slaughter more souls in their festivities. That is correct. Because say you were eating and drinking, your feast is going to cut you up. In your feast is going to meet up with you. Judgment is going to cut you up. Be careful. You see it over there. They were drinking and celebrating judgment. He said flood came and destroyed them all. That is the whole world judgment. And he says so it will be when it comes. Now, Genesis 19, you can also find it over there. So the days of Lot. How was it look like? It was city to city judgment. Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, like Nigeria and Ghana. Only 3 people came out, Sodom and Gomorrah. All died with the fire of brimstone. It is by fire, it is by water. The days of Noah is water to flush every iniquity away. Is that what you celebrate? You were drinking, and you were having enough good time. When the flood came and destroyed them all, he said, until Noah entered the ark, you knew it, no? I'm building my ark. I'm about to enter my ark. All right, now. So you can get this account when you go to Genesis 6, 7. You're going to find it in the book of YAHUAH'S, also chapter 6, way down, chapter 4, way down to 6. You're going to find it over there. Chapter 18, you're going to find it over there. Chapter 18, verses 11 to 15. You're going to find out how many times this your feast was going on, how you were celebrating. It is sex perversion in your feast. Like in the days of Lot. What happened? Read it out, chapter 19. Sex perversion. Drunkenness. You were drinking and you were eating, celebrating. Matthew 24 says so. And now Luke chapter 17, 26 to 30 says so. You were drinking, you were, having a good time. And in the days of Lot, the 2 daughters of Lot, Moab and Ammon, got their father drunk. That is where Moab and Ammon come from. And their father has sexual intercourse with his own daughter, 2 of them. And we see this sex perversion powerfully today in the Christian. And that is what is taking place in your feast. But it simply means judgment. It is sex perversion, homosexuality. Altogether means falling deity having sexual intercourse with humanity. Genesis chapter 6, how they go into women. And women are beginning to bring forth children that is called what? Giants. And what are they going to do to devour humanity? This is why she said in their festivities is more souls. Not because she says so. That is the sign. When Yahushua says coming, it's like the days of Noah, it's not good news. Like the days of Noah, it's not good news. It means destruction or gubu. And when you go to Revelation 19, I think verses 11, you're going to find that the king of death over there. What is it because? Abaddon. Apollonion. What is Abaddon? The angel of death in the holy language. And in Greek, what is it because? Destroyer. Apollonion means destroyer. Exodus chapter 12, will you see 23? Abba Yahweh said, I will not permit the destroyer to enter your house. It's a deity. It simply means death. Revelation 6 is going to find it over there. When he dump you, is the pale horse. Is coming again. His name is being called what? Death is coming to slaughter. Right? It's coming. That is what you have. The day is going to slaughter, squash. You have it already in your face. You celebrate death. All right, now let's see it in another form, in a very broad way, the clear picture of the deity you are celebrating. The one, come, let me tell you one thing. Calendar simply means appointments. Okay? To meet with whosoever that gave you that calendar. Is there anything on earth, okay, without calendar? Of course not. Without time clock? Of course not. Okay? And we say that these people, because they are dark people, they are darkness, the giver of their calendar and their time clock is the author of darkness. That is why they are going to, in this their new year, when it's 12 o'clock, midnight, they enter new day. You see how backward you are? That is backward system. When you go to Genesis, you're going to see how that of Abba Yahweh function. When it's Sunday, 6 o'clock in the evening, we begins already. The 12 hours of the night. The night have 12 hours, while the day also have 12 hours. The hours of the night begin 6 o'clock in the evening. So then you get 12 midnight. So the 6 o'clock in the morning begins again the 12 hours of the day. This is the reckoning of the biblical system. That is how he gave us the time clock. We don't have 24 hours. We only have 12 hours in the night and 12 hours of the day. And we know what number 12 simply represents. We knew it already. It is the governing system. It is the functioning system of the kingdom. But for that of this paganism, which is the Christendom manifestation in them, it is 24 hours. And when it's 12 midnight that day, okay, which is your moon day, they said they enter. So you're sneaking into a glorious day while in the night you are the agent of that. You came from the other world. That we know already. That's why you sneak in. You sneak out while we do it at the broad daylight. We celebrate when that of Abba Yahweh comes. When it's 6 o'clock in the evening, we celebrate the 12 hours of the night. In the morning, we begin the 12 hours of the day. That is how our new year function. That is the function of our new year. It means resurrection, not darkness, okay? All right now. So I want to take it in another form and say the deity you are worshiping, the giver of your calendar, the very one that said, meet me up in so time and so time. I'm going to usher you into a new year. I'm going to usher you into a new dimension and bring a new system into you. That is the day you get the new wisdom. That is the day you get the new knowledge given by Semper, right in Genesis 3. When the woman saw that the tree was desirable, and she now also desired, to make one wiser. When she saw it is good, to have it, she desire it. Okay? And that's what you are doing. You are meeting with Serpent on your moon day 12 midnight. It's going to sneak into you again. It's going to give you another assignment. That is why judgment is also coming to you in your feast days. It was like the days of Noah. They were drinking, eating, celebrating. And when judgment caught up with them, right now here we are in the book of YAHUAH'S. Want to get a clear picture of whom you celebrate. It is the author of death. Learn from the weather, my friend. When everything is being crushed, look outside now. Everything is being crushed. Where is the leaves? They are being crushed by a what? The sign. This is the sign of December. No fruit grows. Everything is destroyed. Then you're sneaking into your new year. Continue. All right now. The book of YAHUAH'S 31. If you have it, very powerful. It's an awesome book. Take it from 37. Wait down to 43. But I'm going to be jumping over for the sake of time. Now I'm ready from 40. Okay, 39. And Laban is speaking of Rachel, okay, Leah, and their husband, Jacob. I take from 40. And Rachel, the one you call Rachel, and Rachel stole, I think you can also see this account from Genesis, I think 30 or 32. All right, now I'm not sure. I read 14 over here. And Rachel stole her father's images, and she took them, and she concealed them upon the camel upon which she sat. And she went on while they were leaving Babylon. You stole the gods of Babylon and bringing it to the holy land. That was why she died on the way. You don't bring sympathy to no. 41. And this is the manner of the image. This is where I'm concerned. I'm after the one you worship. And this is the manner of the images in taking a man who is the firstborn. Who is our firstborn? Who is Abiyahuah firstborn? Who is the firstborn of heaven? It is Yahushua, the biblical Messiah. And the counterfeit said, I'm going to make myself like the biblical Messiah. This is your Jesus, okay? He's the one that gave you your new year when everything is crushed. You're going to sneak in. Moon day, the day of moon. You sneak in 12 midnight. When is your day start? When is your midnight? If your day start begins 12 midnight, then when is your day? When is your midnight, excuse me? Because you said your new day begins 12 midnight. So when is your midnight? That one could be afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You see how backward the system is really twisted, okay? It's a twisted system. It is really backward. Listen now, 41, I take it again. And this is the manner of the images in taking a man who is the firstborn and slay him. Who slay our biblical Messiah, the firstborn of heaven, is also the first begotten from the death. Revelation 1:5 also make that one clear unto you and me. Who Isaiah 53. Abiyahuah said he places him to smote him. And this is how Allah also did this. Oh, Allah is the serpent all together over here. All right now. I take it again. And this is the manner of the other images in taking a man who is the firstborn and slaying him and taking the hair of his head and taking salt and salting it and salting the head. It's going to salt the head that they cut from his body, okay? And anointing is going to pour anointing oil upon it. Then taking a small tablet of copper or a tablet of gold and writing the name upon it and placing the tablet under his tongue. You shall decree, and it shall come to pass. You see, Jesus decreed January 1st. It's going to be powerful. We see Christmas already. Here we are. And under his tongue, life and death is the power of tongue. Are you going to declare? All right now. Under his tongue, and taking the head with the tablet under the tongue, and putting it in the house. We are the house. We are the temple of Yahuwah. The house there is speaking of man and woman. He is worshipper. He's inside of them. The flocks. Revelation 16 speaks about that in the mouth of the dragon, and in the mouth of the beast, and in the mouth of the prophet, there came a flock, unclean spirits, and with that, they now begin to perform signs and wonders. And we also see that flock, right, where in Exodus chapter 7, I think so, everywhere full of flock, or chapter 8, you can read it all. I don't know. All right, now, you can check it from chapter 7, way down to chapter 10. You're going to find the flocks over there. It's unclean spirits. All right, now. Putting it in the house. The house is speaking of, I let you know already, it is the temple, the body. And lighting up light before it, Christmas tree, we see that already also bow down to it. Listen now, bow down to it. You know, Christmas tree is their God's serpent himself. 42. And at the time, listen, and at the time when they bow down to it, it speaks to them in all matters that they ask of it through the power of the name which is written in it. Listen now, through the power. Yahushua make it so clear. I come in my Father's name, you receive me. No, but another one is coming in his own name, you're going to receive. That is the name. And this is the name they are using to do all this crap. Matthew 7, okay, 21 to 23. We cast out demon, we prophesy, we do many wonders in your name. Messiah said, no way, that isn't me. I wasn't that. That gave you that name. 43 now, I'm concerned about here. And some, 43, and some make them in the figures of men, and of gold and silver, and go to them in times, no, to them. This is your new year, the time is an appointment time. He said the time knows to them. You that worship, you knows the time. You knows the time you need to worship him to come. You know, more days going to come. He's going to give them message, prophecy also. Listen up. In the times, known to them, and the figures receive, and the figure receive the influence of the stars. The image is speaking through the power of the stars and the name, and tell them future things. That is prophecy, okay? Future things. And in this manner, where the images which Raquel, the one you call Rachel, stole from her father, the Babylonian. So now I want to speak on who are the stars. It said because they receive power, influence from the star. And this image will receive influence from the star, and it will now begin to speak to them in times, not unto them in all matter. That is prophecy, future things. You are prophesying, you are declaring. They start their madness already, okay? They start prophesying and their declaration already what the 2019 is going to be for them. Okay, so let's see who is the star that is giving these images power. Remember, we are the image of Abba Yahuwah. And also remember the Allah, the beast, the dragon, the dragon, the serpent also have an image. And his image is also speaking unto them. Abba Yahuwah have an image. He also have an image. He said, let us make man in our own image. The serpent is also making man in his own image. And he is giving them power through this communication. He said that time set for them, and then use the time, and he communicate with them in all matters, in all. That is, he tell them future things. You see already, let's prove it from the royal law. The star that is giving the influence, that is empowering them, that is directing them, that is commanding them how to speak and how not to do it, or how to meet. When is the appointed time? It is January 1st. Okay, I'm going to meet up with you by so time. I'm going to give you a word, and then begin to prophesy. Okay, let's start these stars from Matthew 24, 29. Immediately after the tribulation, is the biblical Messiah speaking, okay, always knows that. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. Who is the sun? It is your sun day. Your sun day. You worship deity in the sky. Be darkened. They are the darkness that cover the surface of the deep. That is why they're sneaking into their new year. Why is it yet dark? 12 midnight. And the moon, that is Allah himself. Moon day. Your moon day, you're going to sneak in. Your moon day. He said the moon is not come. He said your feast all will be squashed. That light, stop it, that madness. And your moon, stop that nonsense. It's not going to work anymore. The moon can't give her light. Never, no way. It is over. And the stars shall fall from heaven. They are in the sky over. They said they are going to fall. That is the power that is backing you up to be doing all this nonsense. It says it's going to fall. That is great tribulation. Listen now. And the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. What is going to make the powers of the heaven to be shaking? These categories, that is giving influence to all these wicked, wicked people here on earth, like the Christian, they are number one, Islam. They are the these are the three Babylon. Now you go to Revelation again, 16, 19. He said the city divided himself into three parts. Islam is there, synagogue of Satan is there, and Christendom is there, meaning one deity. Now, your sun is going to go down, your moon is going to go down, and the stars in the heaven that is influencing you, empowering you, is going to fall. And that is going to make the power of heaven to be shaking. I bet you what is provoked. It's going to shoot them all out from their hiding place, and you're going to see all these fallen deities the way they are. They are in the sky now, telling you all kinds of nonsense. And 30, he said, then the Son of Man will reveal. That is his coming is dreadful. It is disastrous. Let's see. Here we are again, Hebrew chapter 12, 26 to 27. Whose voice then shook the earth. That was the days of Noah. He once did it. Whose voice then shook the earth. Past tense. But now he had promised, saying, yet once more I will shake not the earth only, but also heaven. And this word, yet once more, okay. All right now. And this word, yet once more, signified the removing of those things that are shaking, and as of things that are made. These are man-made feasts, okay? All is going to be what is going to remove it all. That these are those things which cannot be shaken may remain. That is the kingdom of Abba. He may is going to remain in here. Not this nonsense. You see, he once did it in the days of Noah, and he promised, that is Yahushua Meshach, to do it again. He said this time, I'm not going to crush only the worshipper alone, also the stars that is giving them power to carry out this wickedness. You are about to do it again to provoke heaven into jealousy. You wait for Yahuwah. You neglect his own. You is celebrating the day everything is being crushed in Genesis 3. He gave it to you. The day you found your wisdom, you just wait for him. That is his coming. Is a disaster. Okay, here I am. Ephesians chapter 2, verses 2. Wherein in time past ye walked according to the courses of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Where is it? The prince of hell is over there in the sky. Okay? But it's going to shoot them all out. That's what we are dealing with over here. The number of that, your nonsense, eh? Happy New Year, forget it. Here I am, Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. This is the war. Michael and his angel fought against the dragon. The dragon is a serpent, that old serpent. Revelation, Genesis 3. And the dragon fought and his angel is war. It's a serious one. It's gonna throw all of them out from the heaven. All right, now we keep reading. And prevailed not. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan. They are all in one tree, knowledge of good and evil. Did you get that? Did you get that? Okay, let me hang it over here. Let's see another war from the heaven, because they are over there in the sky. Revelation 6:13. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth. They're gonna fall, even as a fig tree casted her untimely fig when she is shaking of the mighty wind. Who is the wind? It is the Ruach HaKodesh. It's going to blow them all off out. They are going to fall. This is the stars that is giving you this nonsense to deceive the people of the book. You wait for their maker. And here again, he's speaking of time. You see, he said he's still speaking. The year is still speaking of times when this destruction is going to occur. It is your feast days. Here I am, Revelation 9:1. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him we are giving the key of the bottomless pit. Is the king Abaddon. You see, he's going to fall. In fact, you celebrating for the deity. So let's see what your star is that is giving you this influence, empowering you for this wickedness. Revelation 8:10-11. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamb. That is the first Messiah. This is the lamb in the hands of the Christendom. Matthew 25. They were having a lamb, but no oil. This is the lamb they have. That's why they were being rejected. And they are the foolish virgin. And he fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. Revelation 71. You're going to see the highlight sat upon many waters. Revelation 17:15. We now see that the waters were people. He's speaking of the river. The great star fall into these rivers, into these fountains of waters. It is people. It fall in their midst. And let's confirm that now. 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood. What is wormwood? Bitterness. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. Their life became bitter. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Now, water again go for the royal, it go for people, it go for the royal, it go for the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, now we see all the characteristics over here. He said, through that bitterness of the water, many people died. You taking the teaching of the fallen deity, you are dead. You taking the teachings of the king, the fallen deity that is being called one with bitterness, that is being called death. You are a partaker of that tree. You are eating bitterness. What is big God blinder? What is bitterness? It is eternal link of fire. That is sorrow. That is, backward system in totality. It is the endless link of fire. You take it, their teaching is bitter. You put it them inside of you as your spiritual food for eternal life. No, it makes it bitter. Because you add into the royal law, you take out of the royal law. Family, follow with the other clip, the part 28. So this time is called wormwood. That is bitterness. So when it comes, it's going to afflict you with that bitterness. Because he says it's bitter. He's going to give you, he's going to offer unto you what they have. Man will always give out what they have. So I want to finish this very point 1 in the part 28. We are still on it. If you are worthy of life, just walk along and get along and listen to part 28 in order for you to know how to run out of them. Revelation 18 said, come out of my people because they are about to be plagues. Come out of them. We'll also look into that in the next video. You also see this, how he fell. Luke chapter 10 verses 18 is over there. We are going to look into 1 Samuel 28 verses 7 to 14. How the dead is giving you the prophecy as we see from the other place we read already. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen? Oh, excuse me. How art thou fallen from heaven, oh morning star, son of perdition. You see, he's falling. Okay, so family, follow up with the other clip. Now I want to start and do the finishing over there.